So the first question I have is that some environmentalists, some elected officials, and now some presidential candidates have called for the immediate end of fossil fuel production on public lands and in federal waters. You know, this is better known as keeping it in the ground. Is this a good place to start in terms of as we move forward or not? And explain why this approach works or doesn't work to begin with, right at the beginning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I believe that's not a good way to go. The reality is that we have a lot of infrastructure on our public lands to produce oil and gas. It's providing an important contribution to our economy. The issue is not so much the fact that that we have, and I think good points have been made that if there were not oil and gas drilling on our public lands, we'd get oil and gas from somewhere else. This is not the majority of the oil and gas provided by in the United States. But what we should be doing as a federal government on our public lands is doing this smartly. And my belief is that it's impractical and inappropriate to stop oil and gas drilling on our public lands and offshore waters right now. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's very gracious of you to provide that opportunity. I'd say the one point I would want to clarify is right at the outset of the hearing, I was asked about whether I agreed with keep it in the ground or not as a philosophy. And I said no, and what I meant was I do not believe that it's practical or appropriate to today stop oil and gas drilling on our public lands. I do